What's going on? This going to be music related. And this is a good one that I got to ask. Kool and the Gang or Chicago? Whose pop success did you find more sappy and did it hurt your ear? Now, these are two of the greatest bands ever in their respective genres and styles. Chicago had an incredible horn led brass section in the late 60s, early 70s, and they definitely had a distinctive sound, you know. One of my buddies used to call them, he said, a soulless band. He said they were a soulful, soulless band. I know what he was saying. They played in rhythm, but they didn't find them funky. They weren't going to mistake them for the average white band or Tower of Power or War, but they had an interesting groove that got them over. They had a certain rhythm that worked and a strong brass section, one of the best brass sections all around. And Chicago later on, when they got more popular, especially with the Peter Cetera vocal led band with David Foster and all that, then they got more into crossover, sappy poppy songs, which were big. They were big in the 80s. Don't get it twisted. They were big back then. Same thing, Kool and the Gang, jazz funk band. As a matter of fact, James Brown, who didn't give nobody no love, said he had much respect for them, what they were. And all the way till Saturday Night Fever with Jungle Boogie, before that Open Sesame Summer Madness, jazz funk, R&B funk. When they brought James J.T. Taylor, that's where they had their biggest pop crossover success. With some of my favorite songs, by the way, because one of my favorites was Too Hot, which I don't care what nobody says. That's a great song no matter what era, what time. Ladies' Night was a bumper cut. But then when you had songs like Celebration, which got played a long time. Thank goodness that song ain't out now. That song was like an anthem. They wore it out. And they hit crossover and they just got inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Took it too long. But the question is for the heads, the question was, which of the two bands of their commercial success hurt the band the most of the two? Which one do I think got hurt the most by commercial success? My answer is going to be Chicago. Because the James J.T. Taylor still had a few cuts that you could bump to, and they still had rhythm to some of their tracks before, and they were a standard whether people on their mid or not. Chicago's sappiness, which was cool. I like the 17 album, 16, 17, 18, but that got just swallowed up by the sappy nappy type of song. And I don't really, it really, like, at least when Kool and the Gang would get on stage and go live, they could incorporate both aspects of it. Obviously, when sampling and looping was big with early hip hop, that helped it a lot. And obviously, DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince did a cover of Summertime. Summertime was a song which took Summer Madness. But Kool and the Gang still had some cuts with JT. Still got cuts because you could play Too Hot and Ladies Night and not miss a beat. They had a few cuts that were bumping. Get Down on It was still a bumper too. So they had some bumps. Not before all the commercial things that just watered them down. But of the two, out of Kool and the Gang and Chicago, I think Chicago suffered the more for the commercial aspects of their music. I think the music kind of took a bump down tier. I think it kind of got more watery wet. But it makes an interesting subject and debate when you think about it. Because, I mean, it's kind of like, you listen to it, you kind of like scratching your head about it, but you kind of like, you can understand on both cases. Now, it helped them out. Both bands were very successful in the 80s. I'm not going to even deny. They had some big time commercial success. Sometimes people have a problem with people actually trying to get paid, and the industry doesn't pay a lot of artistry their money. Because just because you talented and you can perform, that does not mean you're going to get paid. So I understand the business of it. But this was a great question. Kool and the Gang or Chicago, which band's commercial success made them more softer? And I'm saying Chicago. But it's a great question. Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Share it if you like. And when you join the membership requests like this, I do answer. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay real, stay woke, stay free. I'm out one time. Peace.